So, allow me to spike your curiosity with the announcement of the next session on how are technology and innovation shaping the business landscape, brought to you by a Textilvania partner, MassMutual. Here to speak on behalf of MassMutual is Cristina Morariu, who's actually a Cluj-Napoca site manager and IT delivery manager at MassMutual, the life insurance and financial service company. She has a master's degree in computer science from the Technical University of Cluj-Napoca. Join me on stage, come. And a PhD in automatic control from the Polytechnics University of Bucharest. Cristina combines her academic achievements with practical expertise to continue developing both her management as well as her technical skills. But the story doesn't end here, as she's passionate about using metaverse, I hear, to onboard team members, implementing blockchain in the insurance industry, and looking to tap into the AI power. Since everybody's talking about it, I have to mention. Let's give her a warm encouragement applause.
Thank you. That is me. So I'm Cristina Morariu. I'm a local. I'm from Cluj-Napoca. I graduated here, physics and computer science, as you mentioned. And even if, well, my mom was a developer too, so a bit about myself, to introduce myself. I have been doing management since I was in faculty, trying to, well, raise up teams, deliver for my mom's company that was doing software development, financial software development. I have a PhD in system engineering. I'm also a PMP, a project management professional. And last but not least, on a personal note, I'm the mother of two. That's why I have on the slide the MO2. And I'm very proud that my kids are following the same path. So they are they are doing programming a lot. They are attending a lot of competitive programming competitions, and so on. So raising the next generation of Cluj-Napoca IT professionals. Today, I will speak about MassMutual. MassMutual, probably not all of you know. Well, I'm sure the technology people do have noticed our presence on LinkedIn and social media because we are quite active. That's because MassMutual, the parent company, does not do business in Europe. So we are an insurance, life insurance company. We are selling life insurance products in the United States, specifically in Massachusetts. We are based in Springfield, but we do have offices in Boston, New York, and I think that's pretty much it. Since 3 years ago, MassMutual decided to extend or to take advantage of the technology capabilities that we have in Romania. So we opened 2 offices, one in Bucharest and one in Cluj. Of course, the Cluj one is the nicest, and that's not just me saying that. And today, in the speech that I will give you today, in this discussion today, I will tell you a bit about what we are doing in the innovation space. That's because MassMutual, as a company, we have a history of 170 plus years. So if you think about insurance as an industry that is very low in technology adoption, now if you think about a company that has 170 years in operations, you can multiply the latency even more on how technology can be applied and can bring extra value in MassMutual. So what we are facing, as I said, 170 years means a lot of processes and procedures. We have been always doing it like that. On the, well, organizatoric stuff and processes stuff. So we do have a lot of processes. We do have a lot of procedures across the organization. But more than that, we have a lot of routines, a lot of people that have been doing things like this for a long period of time, and adopting something new is very challenging. And last but not least, we still have old systems. We still have mainframes and old technology that we are trying to replace and to bring cloud and newer technologies in our setup. It all started last year when our CEO, Roger Crandall, he visited Romania. He stayed one day in Cluj. And I did a pitch for him on the metaverse stuff, how metaverse and, well, a solution using Oculus Quest can be used for the onboarding experience. So if you have someone from Cluj joining MassMutual and someone from New York, they can share the experience, the onboarding experience using an Oculus device. Then, starting this year, I got the funding to start what we are calling internally MassMutual Romania Innovation Labs. It's actually an initiative that is promoting new technology in a fail-fast type of approach to see if it holds water, if we can present it as something that can be taken to the next level and be a production-ready product. When I pitched the idea to get the funding to do this, I actually presented it from two different angles. From a technology perspective, you have colleagues that need to stay up to date with new technology like blockchain, like metaverse, and how smart contracts and other stuff that can be learned through practical exercises. But from a business side, you can also evaluate if a certain technology can be used or not, again, if it holds water. This was my pitch. Well, I had a richer slide when I presented the idea, but that was mainly the idea that was the main idea of the pitch. I got the funding, and this year, actually, we implemented 2 projects. And we also attended the global MassMutual hackathon 2 weeks ago, and we did won several prizes, and hopefully at least one of the ideas will be implemented as a production-ready product. So the first idea. It's an implementation using smart contracts. Again, maybe this will raise other ideas for you as well, just sharing here what we have come up with. So if you think about insurance and blockchain, and if you think not only life insurance, but smaller amounts, maybe you will not use an online application to buy life insurance, but maybe you can use an online application to buy insurance that your flight will not be delayed. In this pitch, we are assuming that all the data that you need is available through APIs, so there is no human interaction. And we also assume that the user, the use case is between insurance and gambling, more or less. Since we are talking about small amounts of money, like let's say $100, you get this amount if your flight is delayed, and you need to pay a fee of $5 to start the process. Of course, for all this, we thought that blockchain would be the best technology to be used because it will allow you to automatically execute the contract when a certain event happens. We did this implementation. We actually presented it to MassMutual United States, and hopefully we will find the sponsorship to move it forward and actually develop it as a production-ready product. And the second implementation, and here I was actually part of the team that built the product. And as I said, I didn't code for a while, so seeing it was actually Django, the code that was used to do the POC. It was quite a challenge. So the idea was to see if we can use generative AI part of the organization. I'm sure everyone in this room has heard about ChatGPT, generative AI. Of course, we as a company, we closed ChatGPT for security reasons, as other companies have done as well. But if you are a Microsoft type of company, you are using the Microsoft stack, you probably know that they will have the functionality called Microsoft Copilot, 360 Copilot, activated in your Microsoft suite. So you will be able to securely use the generative AI capabilities in your own instance in the cloud. Now, of course, we do not want to drop the man in the middle. So we are talking about insurance. It's kind of important. So you cannot have ChatGPT or generative AI sending a customer, like, well, we did have situations in the past, but you do not want to send him wrong information about his premiums, about his insurance, and so on. So the idea was to, when an email comes from a customer to the call center with a problem that the user has, the call center would, first of all, search probably a knowledge base to find the solution to that problem. And after that, instead of copy and pasting the solution in an email in his reply to the customer, he would use generative AI, Microsoft Copilot, to rephrase the email, maybe make it more closer to the customer, more empathic, maybe make it more clear. But definitely, if you are not a native speaker, a solution like this will help you to write better emails to the client. And of course, you can edit the email before sending it so that you are making sure the information is correct. This is basically the flow that we envisioned. And using, again, Microsoft Copilot, we actually had the functionality available for us for 1 week during the hackathon. This is the use case that we submitted, and actually we were the team that won the 3rd place in the competition. So as you can see, the user, the customer care, is entering there the email from the problem that the customer mentioned. You see the text that is generated by ChatGPT, well, generative AI, the Microsoft Copilot functionality. You can edit it and make it suitable to what your customer wants. And then, of course, you send it to the user. This use case was also selected and will go into implementation. The customer service agents that MassMutual have will actually use the functionality to write better emails to our customers. So, about what's coming up next. We want to stay up to date with technology, as I said. We want to continue to invest in our, not only in the technology skills, but also in the business skills. And we will continue to do different type of programs, initiatives, to ensure that from a technology point of view, we stay up to date with the latest technologies, but also from business point of view, we see if new technologies can be applied in different parts of the business. Soon we will launch a coding competition. We want to challenge you and see if you can solve different types of programming problems. It will be announced on LinkedIn. Probably it will be on site in our offices, in our very nice offices in Cluj and Bucharest. So stay connected, and we hope we will see each other again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions? Questions? Going once, going twice? I will take this opportunity. Tell me about the metaverse. What's the future of metaverse, in your opinion?
Probably it was a hype a bit ahead of the time. When we did the research for Roger Crandall, Facebook, or Meta, was investing a lot in metaverse for business. So if you think about metaverse like Roblox or different kind of gaming platforms, that's one. But you can also think about the metaverse that can be used for the business purposes, like the onboarding experience. It's coming in more details in the next speech. So we used the mixed reality type of functionality that was released last year by Meta. Actually, the mixed reality, it allows you to see the room or the space where you are, and you are not at risk of hitting a wall or missing a chair or something that is an obstacle in front of you. But it also allows you to interact with the virtual objects. Like, for example, you can have a challenge to throw a ball at someone, or you can interact with You can see different videos and other type of content. But more than that, if you're using the multiplayer functionality, you can interact, as I said, in the virtual reality. So I'm sitting in a room in Cluj, and someone is sitting in a room in New York, and we can interact each other. So I could present this presentation and change the slides. We can hear each other, and we can also interact with each other in the virtual space.
Thank you. I'm curious, how is the team taking it, accepting it, using it?
It's not implemented yet.
Oh, okay.
After that, well, the vision was, besides MassMutual, we are also working for different other companies that are owned by MassMutual, like Barings. Barings is the company that is handling all the investments for MassMutual. Well, not all, but a lot of the investments that MassMutual is doing are actually managed by Barings. They were the ones that wanted to adopt it first for their onboarding experience, but as life happens, other priorities came, so it's not implemented yet. It's just a pitch for now.
Looking forward to seeing it. Questions? Raise your hands if you have.
Thank you. Were you to look nowadays at the tech ecosystem designed for metaverses, would you consider anything else other than Facebook's ecosystem?
Yes. Well, actually, you need to look at something else if you don't want your data to be owned by Facebook. Back then, I was actually at a conference, and someone in Bucharest last year, and someone was talking about W3 group working on the protocols for the different verses to collaborate between each other. So if you own an NFT in Facebook metaverse, you can see it in other type of metaverses as well. As I said, I don't think we are there yet. You can maybe use it in a private setup or in a commercial setup from one of the providers. But yeah, you need to explore what the technology is giving you, just to see when the time will come, you will already know if it is applicable to you or not. So yeah, we didn't explore that much, but if it will go to production, for sure, MassMutual is very protective about the data. Again, we do holds, and we are responsible for our customers' data and their loved ones in the end. So yeah, it will be definitely not just an implementation on what comes first.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Hey, Cristina. So, what do you think about the new Apple VR glasses? Do you think that they will revolutionize, in a way, the enterprise context?
Well, all new technologies, sometimes they are just hype, and maybe they will not be the next big thing. Sometimes maybe you have other priorities in the world, and there is no time to look at all the new stuff that is happening. I'm not sure about the glasses, so if I would have a magic ball, I will tell you that we need to come together and invest in that type of technology. But I do think, again, as I said, that it's very important to explore what the options are. Some will hold water, some will not. Maybe some will not right now, but will in some years. So, to me, generative AI is the next big thing that will hit us in the upcoming, near future. And all the VR stuff, maybe it's not there yet because of the limitations that, the technology still has.
Thank you. Any more questions? Well, I'm going to end with a personal question.
Sure.
I heard in my research, I saw that you submitted a patent.
Yes.
Yes. Can you tell us more about that?
Of course. So before joining MassMutual almost 3 years ago, I was part of IBM, and IBM, there is a huge culture for invention patents, and I actually did submit one invention patent in October 2020, with the US Patent Office. It's a mechanism to keep the code and the knowledge base that the support teams are using in sync. As the code changes through bug fixing, new functionality, and so on, maybe something that you have documented in the knowledge base is not linked to the code anymore. So the invention patent was that you would, instead of having human-readable logs, like I cannot connect to the database, you have a unique identifier that keeps the link between the knowledge base and the actual code line and the error in the code. And it was meant for support engineers. Maybe they do not know the product that well. So a support engineer would, actually using that unique number, would easily find what the problem is and could advise the user on what to do next.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's give a big warm of applause to this woman.